Alright, guys. So, today I wanted to give you a little look at my stack and kind of explain why I got into melting metals in the first place. Cheers, by the way. So, originally, when I got into melting metals, it was because we live out in the country and we burn our trash. So, all the beer drinking that we do, the aluminum cans wouldn't burn with the trash. So I wind up having to keep cleaning out the burn area and bagging up the aluminum cans. And it got to a point where I had so many aluminum cans just bagged up, left outside on the property. I started thinking about it. What am I going to do with all these cans? The bags are ugly in the yard. Even though I put them off to the side, it's a big property. You couldn't really see them, but I still knew they were there, and that bothered me. So I was like, what am I going to do to get rid of all these aluminum cans? We had maybe like 20 bags stacked up before I even bought a smelter. It was becoming a problem. So I looked into it, and I found out that you can melt them down yourself and turn them into nice pretty bars. So that's originally why I got into melting these metals. And you can see those are pure aluminum bars there, and I've got a lot of them. And to be honest with you, I got a lot more cans that need to be melted over here. These are all mixture of crushed and uncrushed, but there's still a few trash bags outside and a whole bunch on this workbench right there, and a whole bunch in this trash can right outside of my workshop. So there's a lot still of aluminum cans that I need to melt. But I don't have all those bags in the yard like I used to. So this is a much neater way. I can turn a whole bunch of cans into a nice pretty bar, and I could easily just stack it up. I'm very OCD. I don't know if you can tell by my shop, like everything is off the ground except for what I was just using, but everything's off the ground and it's all hung up. Everything has its place. I don't like clutter. I don't like things to be out of order. So having those bags out there really bothered me. But now I don't have to worry about that. So I turned all those cans into nice pretty bars. You can see here's one over here that's mirrored. So that's originally why I got into melting metals, and I really like playing with fire. So once I got into it melting all the aluminum, I wanted to start trying to melt other things. I looked at the furnace that I got and its capabilities, and it can melt up to cast iron. So started melting copper and other stuff, and along the way I got more into it. You can see that's aluminum bronze on the far right, and that's pure copper, and that's pure aluminum. That one is pure brass, and then there's some aluminum bronze there, but it's not sanded. It's just how I poured it. You can tell the difference between that one and that one. That's what it looks like when it's sanded down. That's up to 1500 grit wet sand. But anyway, so I started melting metals, right? And I've maybe been doing this about 6 months, and we no longer have a problem with the aluminum cans all over the yard. So that in itself is pretty cool. But then I started looking into, what else I could do. So I started making other things. There's my dog's paw print. That's an aluminum skull. That's some pewter right there. These are aluminum bronze here, and that knife too is also aluminum bronze. And there's some old crucibles and some borax. That powder is for cleaning the metal. And here's some silver up here. Each one of those coins is worth $60 just in the silver value, but I sell them for 75. You know, I got to make a little bit for casting them and propane cost and whatever. And then all these skulls and Buddhas. Some of this stuff is for sale, some of it's not. Like those copper Buddha and skull, that's not for sale because those are my favorites. And the lead is also, that's lead right there. Those are not for sale because I plan on using that lead to make bullets, so I need it. I can't get rid of it. But these over here are a mixture, right? So I melted the silver and casted those coins. And then I melted some aluminum in the same crucible, like right after I did the silver. So a little bit of silver that was stuck to the crucible mixed with the aluminum. So it came out a really pretty color. So, and this, the same thing happened with this. This is lead and aluminum. So I melted lead and then poured aluminum after that. And so a little bit of lead mixed in. So you can see the difference because this is pure aluminum right here. This is pure aluminum. This is aluminum after I melted silver, so a little silver got mixed in. And this is aluminum after I melted lead, so a little bit of lead got mixed in. Now you can see the different colors. You know, unless you're using a brand new crucible every time, you know, or if you have one just dedicated to aluminum or one just dedicated to whatever type of metal, then some of it's going to get stuck in there and it's going to mix in with whatever you melt next. So there's just some mixtures there. But yeah, I got the coin molds for the skulls and the Buddhas maybe like 2 weeks ago. And I've already made all these coins. It's like my new favorite thing to do right now. Just making coins. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys look at my stack. This is what I got going on so far. There's a little aluminum elephant right there. You know, it's going pretty good. So I had a bunch of metal saved up in the yard for years, and I've been melting that down. You know, that's how I come up with the copper and the lead and the aluminum. Just stuff that was just sitting around. So instead of it being a big pile, a big mess in the yard, I can turn it into something very pretty and small and organized, which I really like that. I don't like there to be a big clutter. I'd rather melt it all down, stack it up nicely, you know. And turn it into something cool. It was just trash. I was never going to do anything with it, like recycle it or anything like that. Because there's no money in it, you know? There's no money in it, really. So, this is what we got so far. It came out really cool. So, yeah, I'm really into melting metals. I do it in my free time when I'm just out in the shop. Having a few beers, I'll melt some stuff down, and then, you know, if people want to buy it, they can buy it. Some of it's for sale, some of it's not. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to sell it. I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy making these videos of me doing it. And I really like that I can just have it nice and neatly stacked. That's a big thing for me. It's organized, it's pretty, it's not just a mess in the yard, you know, that's what it was before, now it's not. So, yeah, I've got some aluminum and silver mixture, aluminum and lead mixture, and then aluminum, and then pure lead, pure copper, aluminum bronze, brass, aluminum mirrored, copper, aluminum bronze, silver. Got all kinds of different metals going on around here. But they're pretty. They're pretty, and they're pretty cool as well. So this is just a look at the stack I have right now. 2 shelves. And a little look at my shop. You know. It's a pretty big space. It's 20 by 40 and 15-foot tall ceiling. So it's a pretty big shop. And the whole shop runs on solar and wind power. And it also has rain catchment systems all over the sides. You know, it has gutters to go to filters to go to barrels, and they hold and save the water. And then, see, I got like a little shop sink in here. This is all rainwater when I turn this on. See how clear that is? That's filtered rainwater. And that goes from out here. You can see there's some solar panels here on the ground. There's also some on the roof. But you see that barrel right there attached to the gutter on the side of the building? That is all plumbed to go onto the inside. You can see the pipe. And then the outlet, when it dumps out, it just dumps it right out here outside. So it just pours it right here on the ground. All the water that goes into the sink just pours out right here. But yeah, it's just a 55-gallon barrel. I've attached a water hose to one side so I can fill up water if I need to out here. And then the other part goes inside. There's also an AC unit, all kinds of solar. You can see there's a wind turbine on the roof. So it's all self-sufficient out here. There's no electric bill. There's no water bill. I built all these things. I built the solar system like 5 years ago, and it has not let me down since then. So it all goes into here. This is a battery bank and all the electronics going on in here. That's a massive inverter. That's a charge controller. This is a charge controller and an inverter. So I use this one for, see there's a plug going out, and then it comes out here to a multi-plug, so I can plug in all kinds of things. I can run a bunch of stuff at once. And then this one I just use for lights. So it lights up the whole shop. There's lights hanging all over the place. See the light? See the light? And I'm about to upgrade my lights too, but it's gonna take a couple weeks. But underneath, here, let me open that up again. Underneath that board, you can see it's all insulated. It's got that foam insulation and wood paneling. All that's liquid nailed in there. It ain't going nowhere. And on the bottom of this, I'm not gonna lift it up right now, but on the bottom of this is a bunch of 100 amp hour off-grid deep cycle batteries. And those batteries are expensive. They're like $250 a piece. So it's got a bunch of those batteries in there. This thing is really heavy. But when the power goes out, like in the house, like from storms or whatever, this thing is on wheels. So I just unplug it and roll it to the house, and I could turn the power back on. So we have lights and TV and internet and stuff. So I use it for the shop every day, but I could also use it for the house. So it's all rain catchment systems, solar and wind power. So cool. This video is coming to an end. Here's one more look at the stack. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.